fast track your roller skating, these 5 drills are going to help you with balance and strength. So you can already skate forwards and you can skate backwards, and maybe you're working on transitions, but what else do you practice? The 5 drills I'm going to show you are something that you can incorporate into your regular skate, and they're scalable, so the more you improve, you can change them to grow with you. These are not your ordinary bubbles, we're talking about an elevated version. So when I get to the rink, I'll briskly walk in to get my heart rate going, and then I'll get my skates on, do a few stretches, and then I'll start skating around the floor. So a great way to do this is to do a few gentle bubbles. Once I feel my body starting to warm up, I can start doing power bubbles. These are fantastic. So you get nice and low, and then you start to push. Now, if you lose momentum when you're doing bubbles, you're doing it wrong. This inside edge is power. Power, power, power. Often when I warm up, I will do a series of inside edges like this. This is just a 1 foot bubble essentially. And again, I have an entire video on building from a bubble to an inside edge, which I will link for you. But this is a fantastic scalable skill, and I'm out of breath, so it definitely gets you warmed up. If you need a little bit more detail on this technique, I do have an entire video called Perfect Bubbles, and that really breaks it down and explains how you get power from this inside edge. Slides are a great way to build strength. So it's really important that you do these regularly, because that strength is going to build over time. And it's all about this push and pull. This foot's going to pull, this foot's going to push, so it's going to come together. And then here, now I have to tense my muscles to stop my legs from going too far and too wide. So it's tense and then pull together. Now this one is great because this will grow with you. So say I'm learning manuals, I could do a manual at the end. Or if you're really confident, you can actually do the whole thing in the manual position. This is fantastic. It's really working my muscles of my legs, and it's going to make you so strong, and it's going to help so much for so many skills. Now, obviously the great thing with this is you can also take it moving. This action we were doing initially is the push and pull that you need to do dribbles. So you're working on all these techniques, and all of a sudden you're unlocking all these skills without actually knowing it. This is fantastically scalable. So I want to just roll along and do some manuals, but say I'm really confident with this, so I want to do some turns in my manuals, and I'm using the strength in my legs to hold me up. And say you want to learn the swivels. You need that same strength. So it's incorporated in so many moves. So by practicing and gaining strength in this simple movement here, it's going to help you unlock so many other moves. I've called this the V position rather than the T position, basically because this V is much more comfortable than the open hip of the T. And also, when you do a T-stop, you think of it as a V-stop, because a T-stop can give you flats. So basically the action of dragging your wheels behind you can actually flatten them. But if you do a V, the angle is not as great and the wheels can continue to roll, and then you don't get flat spots. See? Science! It's fantastic. So, what else was I going to say? I've forgotten now, I've got excited by the science. It's really important to get your feet comfortable sitting together in this position. So if I move my jeans out the way, so you can see my wheels are actually quite close together, and here as well. But if you're on a hill, this is a great way to stand because you've got your feet against the hill, you're not going to roll away. Now also, this is how you push. So again, it's really scalable because you can get used to doing a T-push. So I'm going to put all my weight on here and I'm going to push myself away. We do this in the middle of the crazy legs. So the crazy legs comes from here, T position, straighten up. So if you get your feet and the muscle memory of how they sit comfortably together in this V position, again, it's going to open up so many other skills. So if you're to take this V position moving, if you're going to stroke skate, your feet need to come back together to push, to change feet. And you use that T position in the middle. So I'm going to push here each time, feet back together and push, feet back together and push. And I'm pushing from that T position. And because I've drilled it and I know where my feet are, I'm comfortable to put my feet back together and know that I'm not going to lock my wheels because I've muscle memoried the position of the V. One thing a lot of skaters have trouble with is building the confidence to be able to cross their feet. Now, this is totally understandable because you're worried that your wheels are going to lock together. One little trick I use for this is to actually hit my calf and my shin. So it kind of tells my brain, okay, so that's the shin and the calf. So I put my foot down, I'm going to have space here between my feet. They're not going to lock together. So it's really important that you get used to doing this. One way you can do this is to cross the foot, but not fully commit, and then pop it back again. So that's a nice way just to get used to it. So I'm putting a little bit of weight on here, but I'm then going to take it back. So most of my weight is on the foot that isn't moving. And as you get more confident, you can then put the other foot down and go back together. So it's just a matter of building that muscle memory of where my feet are going to be. We use this all the time. So if you want to do the downtown, we use it. If you want to do crossovers around the corner, you're going to cross your feet over. So this is a really important skill to muscle memory. When you take these moving, it's really important to use your edges. So when I'm going to do crosses up the floor, I'm going to put my foot down and lean on an outside edge. Foot down on an outside edge. And then likewise, we can use this to do crossovers. So I'm doing my crossovers. And then a really favourite one, you can use it to do the strut. Now it's really important again that you use those outside edges. So when I put my foot down, I'm actually going to put it down on an outside edge. Have lots of fun with this one. It will unlock again so many skills. A really nice way to gauge your progress is to do one leg balances and count how long you can hold them for, because everything we've been doing is increasing our balance and our strength. So what we're going to do is a couple of our power bubbles, and then you're going to see how long you can hold your one leg balance for. If you count, I'm hoping that each time you skate, you're going to be able to hold it for just that little bit longer. And it's a really nice way to gauge your progress. But again, it's scalable, so the more confident you get, the more you can progress. So you could start to make edges. So I'm going to do a couple of power bubbles and hold. But you see, now I'm going to go on an inside edge to take me round the corner. And then I could try going onto an outside. So what I was doing is like a little slalom of outside, inside. So just like we do our slalom here, we're going to do a 1 foot slalom here. And to be able to do that, you need all the strength and balance you can master. So really practicing these skills is going to be absolutely brilliant to progress your skating quicker and quicker. You may have noticed I'm often seen in a skating t-shirt. Now we do have these in the Skatie store, which is just below this video if you'd like to purchase any. I'm Katie, you've been watching Skatie, and I'll see you next time. Bye!